Today, this is just an empty piece of ground on Lincolnway West. But a few years ago in 2022, though, it looked a little bit different. These piles of old brick were the final pieces of a South Bend industrial landmark. But if we could rewind the clock to more than a century ago, we'd be standing near the South Bend city limits at the South Bend Brewing Association, the home of the famous Hoosier Beer. Built for $78,000 in 1904, now that's almost $3 million today, this quote, modern brewery stretched along Lincolnway West where streetcars rattled past every day and railroad cars hauled South Bend-made beer across the region. As demand for the bottled beer grew, the company invested in its future by building this brick bottling house across the street in 1910, as bottling was becoming the future of the beer industry. Before then, much of the brewery's beer left in wooden kegs and barrels. Inside of this very building, thousands of bottles were washed, filled with Hoosier beer, capped, labeled, packed into wooden crates, and loaded into rail cars for delivery throughout the region. Again, at the time, this building represented the brewery's future. But along came Prohibition. Beer production stopped almost overnight, and like breweries across America, the company tried to survive by producing near beer and other soft drinks. Brewing returned after Prohibition, but the brewery never fully recovered. It closed for good in 1950. For decades afterward, the massive brewery still stood as a familiar landmark on Lincolnway West, as it held various other businesses over the years. The building slowly crumbled over the years, and after a late push to save and renovate it, some bricks collapsed onto the sidewalk, sealing the building's fate as it was demolished in 2022. Today, there are very few remnants of the South Bend Brewing Association that remain, but this 1910 bottling plant, it still stands as a quiet reminder of the thousands of bottles of Hoosier beer that once left this very block for tables, taverns, and back porches all across South Bend, Mishawaka, and the region.